everyone, it's Eddie the Chump coming back with another video. This one is probably my favourite game of Call of Duty that I've ever had. I'm not going to bury the lead with this one. I get a Moab with an 1887, although it doesn't start off well, as you see. I do get a Moab on 3v3 face-off on the ground with a 1887. I get a couple of kills with my MP9, but I'm counting it as a 1887 Moab. This is probably the coolest thing I've ever done in any video game. The little black and white bits here are the dull moments where I'm looking for someone to kill, because that's generally what I do. I'm not very good at staying still, so I go on walkabouts looking for people to shoot, so I've sped those up and made them black and white, and colour comes back when I'm about to get in a gunfight, as you can see here, sniping that guy with an MP9. Is that gun overpowered? We don't know, do we? Maybe just a little bit for a secondary, maybe? I mean, it's nothing compared to FMG9s, but you can kill like that across the map. Anyway, moving on. This is obviously the new face-off mode, 3v3. I'm playing with two friends. Now, I'm not going to say that this is against Optic Scumpy, because it isn't. The people in this lobby are clearly, new to the game, let's put it that way, and they very unfortunately got mobbed by me and my trusty shot. Well, I say trusty, it's not very trusty. I do have damage on it at this point, so it is slightly more useful than normal, but anyone who's used this gun knows that it's unpredictable. It's a maverick gun, let's say that. But once you get specialist and you get damage and range, obviously it's actually really good fun to use. So yeah, Face Off. I have to say that Face Off is probably my favourite new addition to any of the Call of Duties. I think it's one of the best sort of innovations that has come along. And the reason for that is that I was raised in gaming terms on a steady diet of GoldenEye and Perfect Dark on the N64, and that had smaller maps with fewer people in it, and it was a much more personal kind of first-person shooter. Sometimes Call of Duty feels too overwhelming. I can kill 4 or 5 people in a row out of a spawn, and then I keep spawning and I get overwhelmed, whereas this is much more manageable, I find. I really, really like it for that reason. Map design, I think, is going to be really important with this game type. Look at this double, look at that, killing him from there is amazing. Yeah, map design is going to be really important, so I really like this map. Ground is a map that I do very well on most of the time, so that's one of my favourites. I also really like Getaway. I think that's fantastic. Lovely little map. But the ones I don't like too much, Erosion, I don't mind. It's just that central building upstairs. Everyone seems to camp there. There are obviously ways to get them out, but it's just a bit tiresome if you're constantly the aggressor. And the one map that I actually don't like is Lookout, because I've realised something about myself. I don't actually like it when games become about predominantly map control. I'm a bit of a headless chicken, actually, as a Call of Duty player. I rely on reactions and accuracy to win most of my gunfights, and when it becomes a little too, some people would say tactical, but when it becomes a little bit too campy and it's just about controlling one sort of danger area of a map, I kind of find it tiresome, because if I want to do that, I'll play Battlefield. To me, that's the one big difference between the games. Call of Duty is meant to be run and gun. It's meant to be fun, whereas Battlefield is designed to be a bit more like that. I just find that style of play a bit tiresome, because I'm constantly being aggressive. I'm constantly trying to stalk the enemy down, and sometimes that's the one drawback of Face Off, actually, is that you'll come across teams that, especially on this map, the back of the boat where I'm going to now, I sponged there, I get so lucky. The back of the boat where I'm going to now, in that little cave, everyone knows that little section, you'll quite often get snipers or people with assault rifles and ACR, say, like prone, so they don't get gun sway, just aiming down that cliff path there. And that's the one bad thing about it, is you can come across teams that are really ultra defensive, and if they're organised, it's difficult to break that. I mean, there are obviously ways, but I don't really find breaking defensive players' strategies that fun. Like, it's not fun for me. It's just not something I enjoy. That's something I want to talk about in a later video, the difference between styles. It's been raging on for ages, this argument between aggressive rushes and defensive players, and I suppose that's best typified. Everyone knows who follows Call of Duty videos, like if you watch Woody or you watch Wings of Redemption, that on Painkiller already they had Wicked Shrapnel on. I love Wicked Shrapnel. I think he's great. He's one of my favourite commentators. He just seems like a lovely guy. And there we go, the Moab, there we go. one of my proudest moments in gaming. Now, some of you might not think, well, I can get double Moabs and da-da-da-da-da. Well, I can't get double Moabs. So a Model 1887 Moab is huge for me, and I didn't camp and I didn't do anything like that. I ran around, and I go on a wicked little streak here, actually, just to talk about the gameplay before I get too distracted here. And, oh, that's an unfortunate spawn for you. So, yeah, Wicked Shrapnel went on... Painkiller already, and he got in an argument with Wings, and there's a big da-da-da-da-da fallout about it, about aggressive or defensive players. And being a naturally aggressive player, I can see both sides of the argument. I will do another video about it. Look at this. Look how this ends my streak. I'll slow it down just so you can watch. Look, bang. How does that not kill him with damage and range? But I do get my vengeance in a moment. And this is, I didn't notice it at first, but one of my, coming up now, I slow this right down, because I'm just about to give this guy some motherfucker of a payback. That's right, sir. Eat some 12 gauge justice. And look how he flies back. That's amazing. Look at that ragdoll. Amazing animation. Sorry, that's my favourite bit of the video. When I saw that on the playback, I couldn't stop laughing for about 10 minutes. So yeah, anyway, that whole aggressive defensive thing, as you can see, I'm moving all around the map, and I have been all game. And I just find that style of play more fun. You know, some people don't. Some people surely will look at Face Off and go, that's a brilliant opportunity for me and my very well organised friends to gain map control on these maps and, you know, and dominate. And for that reason, what was I talking about originally? 2 hit markers, come on, bro, die. Yeah, Lookout. I hate that map. Just because it becomes about that hill at the back. Everyone knows what hill. If you've played the level, you know what hill I'm talking about. And it's just not fun. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not built that way. I'm not going to have a go at people who do like playing like that, because that's kind of rich. You know, I got the way of I like to play, and I like it when I do well because I've got good reactions and good accuracy. So those fights favour me. Whereas obviously people who have worked out to stay back and be more patient, that suits their game, and that's quite a nice little final kill cam. Little 2-piece at the end there. But this was my Model 1887 Moab. I hope you enjoyed it. I love Face Off. I think it's a great game mode. I'll be doing plenty more videos in Face Off because I've already got another high scoring game on the ground. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you again soon.